Hi, my name is Allison Thomas, and I'm here to tell you the dispositions I hold that make me a fantastic educator, as well as the dispositions that I need to continue to work on to help me grow to become an even better educator. The first disposition I believe I possess is high expectations. I have taught both kindergarten and third grade, and it is safe to say that I keep my expectations high for my students. I know what my students are individually capable of, and we set goals for them to help them reach their fullest potential. High expectations come in many forms: behavior and academics, just to name a few. I expect my students to be the best looking class as they walk down a hall or sit in an assembly, just the same as I expect them to do their very best work when they are in the classroom. The next disposition I feel I possess is respect for the diversity of others. In my classroom, we are a family. I make it a point to make this very clear all year long. We do not discriminate against the color of skin, disability, or sexual orientation. I love teaching about different cultures and celebrations around the world, and I make sure that I do my very best to learn about current events happening in the world to assure that I am also being appropriately culturally responsive to events outside of the classroom. The next disposition I feel I possess is professional conduct. I consider myself a professional individual. I am punctual, I dress for the job, I show initiative in group settings, I provide new ideas to conversations, and have great communication skills between my colleagues and students' families. I enjoy attending professional development opportunities as well to help me grow and become the most professional I can be. The next disposition I possess is curiosity. I'm creative and I'm always trying to come up with ways to help my students learn in out-of-the-box type of ways. Whether we are doing an escape room for a test review, learning about historic monuments during a virtual field trip, or simply working in small group time, I'm always trying to incorporate creative activities that will spark curiosity in my students. The next disposition is honesty. I'm always trying to make the best decisions with my students in mind, even if it is the unpopular opinion amongst others. I have also learned that it is important to stay honest with your students. They hold you accountable for everything. Never make a promise that you can't keep. Being honest is not only a good trait to possess, but it is a great trait to instill in your little learners as well. I also feel that I possess the disposition of compassion. I work hard to build relationships with my students on more than an academic level to show compassion and love to them on a daily basis. From the start of our morning, where I greet them at the door with a fist bump and a good morning, to the end of the day where I send them through the gate and wish them a great evening, I feel that I have great compassion for my students. I have also attended extracurricular activities such as choir performances to attending a karate match. I also have an open door policy that allows for students to come in and out during any time of day if they need to talk or vent. Finally, I feel I possess the disposition of dedication. Actively participating in my own growth as an educator is just one way I show my dedication to the craft. I am eager to show my colleagues that I am a dedicated educator, but most importantly, I work to show my dedication to my students. I enjoy planning and attending after-school functions that involve students and their families. I also show dedication to my craft by continuously trying to find new strategies, activities, and opportunities for my students to help them learn. There are also 3 dispositions that, though I feel I have touched on in my career so far, I feel that I need to work on in order to grow as an educator. The first one being fairness. Though I show fairness in many ways on a daily basis, this is still an area I would like to improve. I show fairness by creating a safe classroom community and building a trust between myself and my students so that we can share conversations beyond the classroom. However, at times it is hard for me to show warmth to specific students that I've had issues with behavior on in the past. It is hard for me to show fairness as well when I know students are not working to their highest potential, but I don't blame them, I blame myself. I need to spend more time talking and understanding my students that do bring concerns or issues into the classroom. I need to seek for understanding of these individuals and their actions in order to be more fair on judgments. Next one is advocacy. Though I have helped in the community in which I teach in, I feel that this is an area where I can do better and be better. I can do more to help be the advocate my students need me to be. I think being a new teacher, I've been focused on trying to figure out the profession the last 2 years, and I have not always been a firm advocate in fear of saying the wrong thing. But I hope to work on this and become a clear voice for my students and their families as time goes on in order to make positive changes for them. Finally, reflection. Over the past 2 years, I have done nothing but reflect on myself as an educator. After observations, I make it a point to visit my principal and ask for feedback and notes for how I can improve myself. As a teacher who just completed her first year of her induction program, I have also written my goals, filmed myself teaching, and have had my support provider come observe and provide feedback on how I can meet my goals more easily. I'm constantly reflecting on how students performed on certain assignments in order to adjust them and improve them for the next time. And I am never done asking questions on ways that I can tweak and improve lessons that may have worked in another class. The reason I put this disposition under an area of growth is because as a new teacher, I still have a lot more reflecting to do before I am where I would like to be as an educator. I feel like reflections will always be an area of growth because teachers must always reflect on everything they do in order to become better. Professional educators are all these traits mentioned wrapped into one special individual. Aside from the CSTPs, the California Standards for Teaching Practices, that guide teachers' teaching practices, these 9 professional dispositions should also guide a teacher's thinking and actions. Once a teacher thinks they have mastered all of these dispositions, they should continue practicing them and refining them, because you can always do more to become a better educator. Our learning is never over.